These are such vile comments, but they are exactly what the View's audience loves. It is targeted perfectly at a radically feminist, liberal audience that loves hate. Another now, this is loving and tolerant rhetoric the left uses, which they accuse the opposing side of using. And this one, those women are a danger to America. They do more than anyone else to stoke political and social tension.
Melania Trump, great to see you.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning.
The first thing is congratulations.
I want to also thank my beautiful wife, Melania, First Lady.
And you need to defend yourself all the time. As you may heard, I filed a few lawsuits and I'm in the court now because they accuse me of doing stuff that I never did in my life. And they wrote lies, and I will not allow that. I will fight till the end because I don't want that they damage my reputation and my name.
Here's some news for you. The former First Lady has been noticeably absent on her husband's campaign trail, but she just made a stop on Fox News to promote her new memoir. Apparently, she's answered personal and political questions. Take a look.
American people need to decide what they really want. Maybe some, strong tweets, but everything else.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the First Lady anymore. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him. And she doesn't.
You don't know all that. That's why I say it like
Sunny Hostin thought she could say whatever she wanted, but this time, it cost her everything. During a live broadcast of The View, Sunny Hostin crossed a line that even her co-hosts seemed uncomfortable with. In an unhinged tirade, she accused Melania Trump of being a fraud, a foreign agent, and implied ties to money laundering. These weren't just offhand remarks. They were delivered with conviction, as though Hostin had insider knowledge. But here's the problem. She didn't. With no evidence to back her claims, Hostin turned what could have been a heated discussion into a reckless attack that would ultimately cost her dearly. Even the audience seemed divided. Some cheered, while others sat in stunned silence. For years, hosts have pushed boundaries with their commentary, but this time, Hostin went too far. And as it turns out, Melania Trump wasn't going to let this slide. Melania doesn't shout, she strikes with precision. Unlike her critics, Melania Trump doesn't engage in public feuds or social media rants. Instead, she moves quietly and strategically. After hearing Sunny Hostin's baseless accusations on live television, Melania assembled a powerhouse legal team and filed a formal complaint against Hostin. This wasn't just about clearing her name. It was about sending a message that reckless attacks would no longer go unanswered. Melania's team argued that Hostin's comments weren't protected by free speech because they crossed the line into defamation. And as the case unfolded, it became clear that Melania wasn't just defending herself. She was setting a precedent for media accountability. But the fallout for Sunny Hostin didn't stop at legal trouble. It hit her career where it hurt most. The so-called legal expert of The View is no longer allowed to practice law. Before joining The View, Sunny Hostin was a licensed attorney who frequently used her legal background to bolster her credibility on the show. But after years of using her platform to spread misinformation and make baseless claims, Melania's legal team took things a step further. They filed an official complaint with the Bar Association, arguing that Hostin's reckless behavior made her unfit to practice law. Shockingly, the bar agreed. In a move that sent shockwaves through the industry, Sunny Hostin was officially stripped of her law license. For someone who had built much of her career on being the legal voice of The View, this was nothing short of catastrophic. And while Hostin faced personal consequences, The View itself wasn't spared from the fallout. For years, The View has operated like it's untouchable, but those days may be over. This isn't the first time The View has come under fire for its inflammatory remarks. The show has long been criticized for its one-sided commentary and personal attacks on public figures, particularly conservative ones like Melania Trump. But what sets this incident apart is the sheer recklessness of Sunny Hostin's accusations. By accusing Melania of criminal activity without evidence, she didn't just damage her own credibility, she put the entire show in jeopardy. Critics argue that The View has fostered a culture where hosts feel emboldened to say whatever they want without fear of consequences. But as this controversy shows, those days may be coming to an end. And if you thought things couldn't get worse for The View, wait until you hear how social media reacted. Within minutes, clips of Hostin's rant were everywhere, and so was the backlash. As soon as Sunny Hostin's tirade aired, social media exploded with reactions. Twitter users were quick to call out the hypocrisy and recklessness of her comments with hashtags like Fire Sunny Hostin and The View Exposed, trending within hours. Conservative commentators seized on the moment as proof of The View's bias and lack of accountability, while even some liberal voices expressed discomfort with how far Hostin had gone. Legal experts weighed in as well, pointing out that her accusations could open both her and ABC up to serious legal consequences. For years, The View had operated under the assumption that its hosts could say anything without repercussions, but this time they underestimated their target. And speaking of underestimating their target, let's talk about how Melania Trump is redefining her public image. For too long, Melania was dismissed, but not anymore. For years, Melania Trump was painted by critics as a passive figure in Donald Trump's presidency, a reluctant first lady caught in the political crossfire. But this legal battle has shattered that perception entirely. By taking decisive action against Sunny Hostin and winning big in court, Melania has redefined herself as a formidable force willing to defend her name and reputation at all costs. This isn't just about one lawsuit. It's about reclaiming control over how she is portrayed in the media. And judging by the outcome, it's clear that Melania is no longer content to let others define her narrative. But while Melania emerges stronger than ever, The View faces an uncertain future, with one host losing her law license and others under fire. Is this the beginning of the end? Sunny Hostin's comments didn't just damage her own career, they plunged The View into full-blown crisis mode. Insiders report growing tensions among the hosts as they grapple with the fallout from this controversy. Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg have also come under scrutiny for their roles in fostering a culture where baseless attacks are normalized. Meanwhile, ABC executives are reportedly scrambling to contain the damage amid calls for greater accountability from both viewers and advertisers. And this controversy raises an even bigger question: should media platforms be held accountable for spreading misinformation? Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. This incident has reignited debates about whether media platforms like The View should face stricter accountability for spreading misinformation or making baseless accusations under the guise of opinion. Critics argue that allowing unchecked commentary not only damages reputations, but also undermines public trust in journalism as a whole. For many viewers, this controversy isn't just about Sunny Hostin, it's about holding all media outlets to higher standards. But even if media accountability improves, can The View recover from this scandal? Let's find out. With its reputation in tatters, can The View survive? Between Sunny Hostin losing her law license and growing backlash against other hosts like Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg, The View's credibility as a platform for political discourse is hanging by a thread. Critics argue that the show has become more about sensationalism than meaningful conversation, and this latest controversy only reinforces that perception. So what does all this mean for the future of daytime television? Let's zoom out. As legal troubles mount and credibility declines, is this the end? With one host losing her law license and others facing mounting scrutiny, many are questioning whether The View can survive its latest scandal, or if it will be forced to undergo major changes to salvage what remains of its reputation. Sunny Hostin thought she could say whatever she wanted, but now she knows better. From losing her law license to plunging The View into crisis mode, this controversy proves that even daytime television isn't immune to accountability anymore.